You ready? You ready?
Welcome to OneMore. I'm your host, Brian Erickson. Each week, we bring in two new guests. We sit them down on this big old comfy couch. We find out why they do what they do. And this week is no exception. We have Quinton Smith and Apollo Sonders joining us. But first, Katie Miller, aka Kate Dressed Up.
Yep.
Sitting in the big chair.
Yep.
Today.
Woefully unprepared and underdressed.
No, you don't tell them that. That's the magic. The magic of television is you don't let them know that we're woefully unprepared.
No,
this week.
I planned for this. I got jokes ready all week.
That's good.
And I murdered Christy Brow to make sure that I could be here.
That's perfect. Yeah, we had Jesse McCormick last week, and now we got you this week. But we wish Chris well. We wish Chris a speedy recovery.
He's not coming back.
Yeah, no, I know they found the body. He was still breathing.
All right.
You have to try a little harder next time.
I'm happy to be a co-host here tonight.
Well, we're happy to have you. How was your weekend?
It was pretty busy.
Yeah?
Saturday, I stopped by Langosta to see Pam Flores.
Oh, okay. How'd that go? Did she was full band?
No, it was her and a percussionist who had an udu drum.
What's that?
Which is a drum that looks like a vase. I had to look it up.
Okay.
And he did beatboxing, and she played the guitar and sang and killed it.
Yeah, of course, because that's what we had her on, actually, not very long ago. So that was great. Yeah, she's fantastic. And you're here. Well, you were actually, I mean, legit. Yeah, Chris is very much still alive, either fortunately or maybe unfortunately. I don't know. But you were here because you're promoting a show. You're promoting Girlzilla.
Girlzilla.
Yeah. And you brought a poster.
I did bring a poster.
Right. So can we get a quick close up of that?
Get a look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I always
Pam's
do that.
on it.
Is she? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pam's
Yeah, so
playing.
that's Avery and the Man Devils, Des and the Swagmatics. That's you, Kate Dressed Up and Friends, and that's Renee, Foxanne, and Elaine Rasnick?
Elaine Rasnick, yeah.
Who's that?
She's from Philly, and she has been playing bass in my band. She'll be playing guitar in my band at the show. And I went on tour with her back in May.
Have I seen her? No, I've seen you. It's. Well, maybe I saw you with Jeff Linden playing bass or something. I don't remember her playing bass for you.
No. I probably was playing bass on my own something or other.
Yeah, I mean, it's been.
Sometimes me and Vin switch.
Okay, yeah. All right, that makes a little more sense.
But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a benefit for Garden State Equality, which is an LGBTQ nonprofit.
Oh, excellent.
And it's gonna be here at the Music Foundation on December 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So like you get this, you can kind of double up because I mean everybody knows, anybody that kind of lives around here is familiar with the area. You kind of go show hopping, but that's perfect. Like do it in the afternoon. Like get everybody
get started here.
Get a good full room, and then everybody kind of disperses and goes about their evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see how. I think it's gonna go really well, and all the artists are really good. So
yeah,
I'm
of course they are. So what else has been going on? You've been recording too, right?
I've been working on an album in New York City.
Oh, excellent. Where?
At a place called Flux Studios.
Okay.
With a sound engineer / producer named Ravi, and he's super duper talented.
Oh, you know Ravi too?
Yeah. Wait, it's definitely a different Ravi.
I don't know Ravi.
Exactly. But no, he's great. We met earlier this year through a mutual friend, and he offered to record my album, so that's a new exciting thing.
That's something you definitely take. That's an opportunity you take when you can get it,
Yep,
right?
it's
Someone's
been
like,
really
I want to
exciting.
record your record for you. Like, even if you don't have everything 100%, you're
You
like,
just say yes.
Yeah, you
And
say yes and you figure it out.
I did have a record ready to roll. So
Did you?
Yeah, so I was already planning to do this full length, and it just worked out.
Well,
so
good.
that was great.
See, and just like this worked out. We get
Yeah,
you in,
just
we get
happened
you
to be
promoting
here.
your show and talking a little bit more about your music too.
Yeah,
So.
I was hoping to see Chris.
Well, but then
alas.
that seems a little
But now-
counterintuitive because
now
if
I
you
get
were
to
like,
co-host, and promote Girlzilla.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
I mean, it's in
I needed to ask about
it's
his
on
bass rig.
it's on the ad roster there. We are going to be promoting Girlzilla
great.
also, like every
That's
week.
so nice.
So you could definitely count on that.
Cool. Thank you.
So
You guys are the best.
what's that?
You guys are the best.
I would doubt that, but I'd say we try our best.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, of course, and we certainly appreciate good work like this.
Yeah.
So what do you think? We bring our
Yeah,
first
I mean,
guest?
I love Quinton's music, so I'm excited to
Well, I love his
hear what he's
music
got
too.
to say.
All right, well, his latest album, Straight from the Heart, is available everywhere. Let's welcome Quinton Smith. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry
Yeah.
if I was in your face.
What's that?
Real quick. I just
Oh, no,
bent over a
that's
little
okay.
right
That's
there.
all right. So, yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. So you got this record, Straight from the Heart. Which camera should I be doing? The center one. So you got this record, Straight from the Heart. We rehearsed all of this. So you get this album, and it's fantastic, and also very on brand. Right here.
I make it a thing to, like, if I'm going somewhere and, like, I need to, like, make it a thing, like, this is me on the cover, but I don't have hair anymore.
But that's okay.
So-
But I mean, it'll grow back though.
Yeah, but, like, it's a hassle to have. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and it's just
Trust me,
lopsided.
you're gonna get to. I feel like I don't wanna, I don't wanna be like, trust me, but one day you're gonna realize that having hair or not having hair is not the easy, the sort of easy go of things that you might think it is. Like, I think having the option to have it or not is nice, but when you no longer have the option to grow it back, I feel like that's when it's like, man, I really wish I could, like, grow my hair.
I think I've already accepted that because, like, my dad and my uncles are, like, bald.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this is going to be me in the future, and I'm okay with that.
This is not the first conversation that I have had about male pattern baldness on OneMore with Brian Erickson. We had a similar conversation with Connor Bracken from Leeds, who was talking about his own receding hairline. And you can't necessarily tell mine because I have it combed sort of messy right now.
Well, you keep it
But
well.
No, I don't. I definitely don't. But I feel like we've kind of been circling orbits for a while. Like I think you played at the Court Tavern. I was sitting in with Matt Cook, and I've seen you play at the hotel and stuff. But, like, we've kind of been doing the dance for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so stoked that you agreed to come on.
Of course.
So thank you, first off, because I love this record, and I'm so excited because this is my copy now. I don't have to just listen to it on Spotify. This can, like, live in my car now forever.
Yeah.
And I just get, I'm just so excited because it's such a good album.
Oh, thank you.
What got you motivated to record a record in the first place? Like, I'm kind of always curious, what that spark is, that, like, especially for a first record like this.
Well, it was like I went to school, William Patterson, for music, and I was in a new program, pop music program that's still going on, doing really big things now. But, like, every year we have
So you're still in the program?
Oh no, I graduated, but
Okay.
I was a part of the first class in that program.
Okay.
And, like, every year they have this showcase at the end where, like, people get up on the stage with, like, a full band and do, like, 3 songs or whatever. And I had, like, maybe 1 song done before, and I was like, I'm gonna do a couple more and see how that turns out. Did that, everyone, like, really liked it, and then my friend, he was like, I'm putting a show on in July. And then I'm like, cool, I'll try to, like, get stuff ready for that. And then I was lucky enough to have my brother, my 2 friends, Fred and Carrie, to help me out with that. And then I was like, I don't really have anything recorded, and this went so well, I think I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, that's what did we just talk about right in the intro, too, Katie, that like sometimes when you have that opportunity, whether or not you're fully prepared,
Yeah.
you just say, well, I can't just say, oh, yeah, no, hold on. Let me just do this like next year when I have the stuff. It's like, no, you get that and you get ready. Like you rise to it. And it sounds like you kind of rose to that occasion, which is great.
Yeah, it was a weird thing to like go through because like throughout college, like everyone was like, I have this recorded, I'm doing this show here, and I'm just kind of sitting in the background, which like I'm cool with the background, like don't get me wrong, but then it's like I'm a very like just quiet person in general, but you catch me on stage and
Yeah,
it's
I was
like
going to say, you certainly can't. This
person.
is not
Yeah,
like
no.
a demure sounding record. This is like there's a real confidence here.
Yeah, I mean, it all has to do with something that I kind of went through, or somewhat went through, so it was easier to put it into words.
Okay, I mean, judging by some of the song titles,
Yeah.
can I infer that it was like a relation? You know, without
Yes.
you can spare us the details.
I mean,
but
it was all-
if you look at like Name and Number, Loving You, Reminiscing, Took My Smile, Devil in Disguise, like Self-Worth, like those seem to be kind of all thematically
was-
linked.
Literally, my relationships in college and
Okay.
just like how it turned out, like you have the like phase where like, oh my god, like you're cute, you think I'm cute, like we should like
Yeah, that.
Yeah, and
Everybody loves this
Yeah.
part. Everyone loves that part.
and then it turned into you're like have this puppy love and everything's great, and then it turns into it's not as great as it was before, and then one or the other leaves and you're sad, and then it turns into anger, and then it's trying to get back to normalcy of just being by yourself and just being okay with that, and then just knowing that at the end of the day you go through all this stuff, but you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, if we could, we're talking about relationships too much, but I find that when you can sort of get through that and be comfortable living with yourself,
Yeah.
you kind of get better at being with another person.
Yeah, I mean,
like that stuff sort of teaches you a little. And I think, and I mean, it's no secret too to like our audiences. Like I write songs also, and it not talk about my own writing, but I think it just those experiences almost make you a better writer in general, not because you can write about relationships better. It almost teaches you, like you get through the writing about relationships phase,
Yeah.
so that you don't have to do that anymore. Like you can kind of let that pass through you. You can get material out of it, and then as you grow, you just sort of look at that as like when you're writing about relationships, that's the same as like being, a teenager or in your early 20s or, another phase in your life. Like, do you find now that you've kind of gotten through that whatever new ideas are kicking around are a little bit different than, the sort of relationship inspired songs?
Yeah, most definitely, because like it's because like that was that story, and now I'm just like living life a little differently, and I'm seeing a little more different things, and I'm more influenced by that stuff, so I'm more inclined to write about that.
What do you think, Katie? I mean, you're here, like you're a songwriter too. Like, you got
Yeah.
you gonna jump in on this?
No, I totally get it. You have to, when something goes bad in a relationship, you end up writing like 10 songs about it. But then once those 10 songs are out of you, there's like a whole universe out there to go be inspired by.
Right? Isn't that kind of cool? Like, it almost opens the door.
Yeah.
Like, we had Jack Linden on not too long ago. I
Great
know.
guy.
Oh, I know.
Love
Love
the
Jack.
Lindens.
Yeah, they're both great. But he said that too. Like, he wrote a bunch of like relationship songs and then kind of threw a lot of them aside. Kind of reworked a few of them and stuff like that, and then came out with his like excellent album a couple weeks ago. So yeah, like it's just that evolution that kind of keeps you moving forward.
Yeah. I don't know if you find this ever, but sometimes when I write those like real heartbreaky songs, it's like so extra that I'm just like, I don't even want to share this. Like,
Yeah.
Well, isn't that how it goes?
Because there's one
because it's-
on that I'm like, I can't play this anymore because
I have one like that.
it's just like,
Like I got like 12 like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, because you know what? I made the mistake of just being like, oh, well, this is a record. I'm going to record this, and I'm going to do that. And then we were supposed to play we did technically play the same show last night, but it was an hours long.
Yeah.
By the time I got there, you were gone, which is fine. But I ended up actually just for kicks because it was the end. I was the last one to play. So I was like, yeah, you know what? You guys want to hear some songs I wrote when I was like 19, 20? And I just, busted out like 3 or 4 of them. And our buddy Ryan Hanratty, Catch Me If You Can, he was like, oh, yeah, that definitely sounds like somebody who was like 19 or 20 was writing this.
you were in your feelings. You were pulling a Drake. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. Except I didn't fall out of a moving vehicle. Emotionally, I emotionally fell out I fell out of a moving vehicle of emotion, but not literally. But yeah, I get that, and that's. I kind of enjoy the fact that there's like a commonality about that. And we're going to ask Apollo Sonders about that too when they come on in a little bit. So I want to ask you, I'm always intrigued about what inspires people to physically sit down, what makes you kind of stop dead in your tracks and say, oh, you know what, I need to, I guess now, bust out your phone, do a quick voice memo, or sit down and write something down or type something out. What kind of stops you? What sort of ideas, or what makes you stop and write? What puts you in that place?
I think it's just me listening to everyone else, like Kate and all my other friends. I hear their music and I'm like, this is really good, and it makes me feel like I want to be just as good as that.
So your peers, it's
most
you're,
definitely,
our peers.
Peers and just random things I'll just listen to. I'm like, this is dope. And then right off of that, I'll be listening to maybe a week straight. And then I'll just be in the shower, not listening to anything. I'm making beats in my head. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then I just go sit down and just make a memo and then start writing some random thing. So yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I love when that happens. The worst is when it happens when you're at work. And I get into what everybody does for work, but it's when you're at work, you have you're specifically in whatever the task it is that you're in. And it's I have no idea. I can't get out of this. And I'm stuck in this for 2 more hours. And you have to just sort of keep replaying it in your head and hope that it doesn't go away.
You want to be the person at your desk just sitting there just singing into your phone real quick.
I've definitely done that. I've got the GarageBand app in my phone, and I've definitely put my earbuds in and just pulled up the little piano thing, pressed record, and just plunked out the notes real quick and just hit save, and it's all right.
I think the best is
I'll deal with that when I get home, but at least it's out now.
The best is when you do it and then you forgot you did it, and you come back to it a week later, and you're like, I don't know what this is anymore.
No, but that's that's a Beatles technique. They used to do that where they would say, oh well, we're gonna we come up with ideas, we I was there, me, John, George, just the 5 of us, we were there, back in England. But no, they would say, oh yeah, we'd sit down and if we couldn't remember it the next day or the day after, we just knew it was no good. Yeah. Which kind of got me wondering, I bet some of the songs that the Beatles forgot they wrote are probably better than most of the songs a lot of other bands did remember to write. But do you kind of find that, though? When you come back to it, if you forget it and you you sort of reflect, you whatever that recording is, the garage band, whatever it is, you open that recording back up, and if you've forgotten it, do you still find use for it? Like, do you still?
It definitely depends on what it is.
Like the stuff that sort of falls off a little, like
because like it really depends, because sometimes I'll listen to them like this was kind of stupid, or I just can't make any sense of it, and then there are other times where it's like, okay, like I kind of know what I'm doing here. I don't really like it, but I can definitely change it into something different.
Okay.
And that's how a couple of songs on Straight from the Heart came to be anyway. Like,
okay.
Self-Worth was something where my brother, he changed the strings on my guitar real quick, and I'm like, I don't know this tuning, but I'm going to do something with it.
Did he tune it alternately, or did you just let the strings kind of
no, he
settle into whatever they settled into?
He was playing some song from Young the Giant, and
Okay.
it was in a different tuning. I picked up my guitar, didn't know that, and I'm like, all right, let's see what I can do with this.
That's not a bad way.
Wrote like half of it, and then just left it alone for like a year. Came back, was like, oh my god, I wrote this, and just and I finished it. So
That's like waking up not remembering it's your birthday.
yeah,
Right? It's like, oh, cool. Like, I get stuff today.
yeah.
Right on.
But what were you? I mean, like the songs on this record are just kind of like hooks on top of hooks. Like, what were you listening to when you're making this record?
I think what I had in mind was Ryan Tedder.
Okay.
From One Republic.
Yeah.
Because he's
Who's
one
like
of my
a
favorite songwriters.
Super, like, it's funny because One Republic, they have hits of their own, but
Yeah.
dude, he just worked with like Paul McCartney. Like, he
writes
just
so many
does stuff. Yeah,
songs.
he's one of those guys where, like, even if you don't know his name and you're not sure what, who One Republic is, like, you still know just songs that he writes.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know how much of it he did, but yeah, I think he wrote Rolling in the Deep, which is
that
like
tells
and
you
every
everything
song
you need to know. Right
what
there.
I like from him is like every song that he does, you can tell that he had some part in it, just because it, like, the harmonies, and just like maybe he puts his voice in it a little, but I'm like it's always like a great song to listen to anyway.
Yeah. Do you find that type of pop construction of a song is important to you?
That's, for me, that's definitely like something like I base a lot of just how I write songs anyway. And then word wise, or just like rhyme schemes, it's a lot of it's mostly like R&B and hip hop influence,
Okay.
just because like I mean that's just like one of the major things I listen to anyway.
Like what?
Like right now, oh god, I listen to this girl, I believe her name is Kate, but it's Kaiit, and she's from Australia, and she transitions from rapping to singing in her songs so fluidly, and like it's just the type of music where like when the chorus hits, you know it's the chorus, and it gets you like that head bob feel. And I'm like, that's always something that I'm like, yeah, I want people to just like, I don't care like if you don't know what I'm saying or whatever, but just when you hear something, it's like you just nod your head, and I'm like, I'm cool with that.
Well, that's like the Tom Petty, don't bore us, get to the chorus.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the, just as long as you get that big hook in there and you get people moving, then it almost doesn't matter, the rest of the song. And sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just like, the chorus is where I start with songs anyway, because like it's just, that's the first thought that comes to mind.
Really?
That's super interesting.
I don't know how everyone else does it, but for me, it's
Not like that.
Not like
Oh,
that. No
wow.
way.
am I the outlier here? Yeah, but it's just like I'm playing something like this is what I want the song to be about, and this is the first thing that I think of.
I'm gonna try that when I get home.
So am I.
That's amazing.
Right?
That's really amazing.
I'm
impressed.
Oh.
honestly.
What I need though, I'll send you a demo if you send me one.
I might be able to get you on that trade.
Oh,
I might be able to make it happen.
All right, we're gonna shake on this.
All right, there's a lot of witnesses.
happening live.
All right.
So we're gonna so I guess the exercise here is we're gonna each try to write a chorus because I don't do that either.
Song.
Yeah, I don't do that either. That's a very, like, thinking about the Beatles, that's a very Beatle thing.
Is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, they always wrote, you know, you think of
You're
like.
onto something, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is like. Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, that makes a lot of sense because, like I said, this album is just hooks on top of hooks. So
I mean, like the chorus to me is like, this is the point you're getting across. Make sure you get it across clearly.
it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like let's do our most important thing. You know, let's make sure the kids eat first. You know, and then we'll just take care of ourselves later. Like, you know, it's like, of course, you take care of the most important thing first. Like. I don't know. Maybe
It seems
I'm just
very
selfish.
self-evident as a process. when it's
Yeah,
brought to
but
my
I just
attention.
it doesn't
Never thought
occur to
about writing
me.
a song that way.
I mean, I guess I just like to do things simply.
It's
I'm a
awesome.
very simple-minded person. If I can do
Your
something
songs are
very
incredible.
Yeah, it's just don't overcomplicate it, right?
Yeah.
So as we wrap this up, I want to ask you what have you been doing to put this record into as many sets of ears as possible?
just shows on shows on shows.
Yeah?
I mean, for a while, like recently, hasn't been as much because, you know, work and then also trying to make new stuff. But like, definitely when that thing was out, any opportunity I can get, like, I'm playing the show.
You have anything coming up right now? Or you...
Yeah, November 24th is next like full band show.
Okay.
That's at the Stanhope House.
Okay, up north, yeah.
Yeah, we played it a couple times, and like, even though like I know it's like a hassle for some people to get to, because it's like it's really far north. But I'm like, if they ask me back, I'm gonna be like, yeah, like I'm gonna want to do that just to keep that kind of reputation, recognition going with them.
All right. And my last question for you, if you could play one instrument that you don't currently play at all, what would it be?
I don't play at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd have to be the drums.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the drums are like the heartbeat to like so many things, and there's so many different ways you can do it. And I mean, I'm a huge hip hop fan, and hip hop is big on drums.
Yeah.
And when you hear that some drum beats, you're just like, oh, like you don't need anything else for a while, and you're just sitting there like, this is crazy.
Drives the song.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Quinton Smith?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. We're going to
Thank
hear a
you.
couple of these songs, or I guess a couple of these, maybe a new one in there. I don't know. Who knows? We're going to hear a few in a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Quinton Smith.
Thank
Everybody.
you.
Do I do that?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. This one, right?
Yeah. The You Don't Know Jersey.
All right. One More is sponsored by You Don't Know Jersey, founded in 2010 by Alice and Ed Maziak. You
Nailed
don't
it.
know. Did I get it?
Yeah, I said nailed it.
You Don't Know Jersey has been covering all the best music, food, sports, art, and cultural events that the Garden State has to offer for nearly a decade. Hey, Brian, weren't you looking for a venue to host a show where all the participants sing wacky original songs about Thanksgiving? I know you were because I was borrowing your computer.
Yes, I was looking for those things.
Hey, Matt, would you like to know where you can find the most up-to-date coverage of the Arizona senatorial race? Well, it's not here. What do we look like? You don't know Arizona? I don't think so. So whether you're in High Point, Cape May, or anywhere in between, check out youdon'tknowjersey.com for all the latest You Don't Know Jersey. But we sure do.
Their new record, Certainty, comes out this Friday. Let us welcome Apollo Sonders. Oh, Kate, can you grab the poster and that, whatever that is?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Oh, this is a deceptively low couch.
Yeah, this is a
Okay,
low,
it's getting
this is a
lower.
low riding couch here. But it's perfect. It's band sized. We did that on purpose.
You good? Do you need more room?
No, we're so close. It's nice.
All right, good. Yeah. I mean, well, you're in a band, so like, you
are.
cozy up. It's all right. Hello. What's going on? How's
Hi.
everybody? Thank you for making the drive because you're all kind of from north of here. First off, I wanted to say I have been a big fan of your music for kind of a short time. I saw you at the hotel. What was it? Back in Brittany. When was that? September?
August.
September? ish. August,
August?
September.
Relatively recent.
So
Summer.
it hasn't been that long, but I mean, it was one of those things where, like, it's like 10 seconds in, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is a band, right? This isn't one of those that's like, oh yeah, good job, guys. All right. No, it was like, just in it right away. So I'm really excited to get you guys here and have a chat. So you released an EP back in February called From the Start. And then you put out your Live at Crossroads EP in June, and you've got your new single, Abe. That's kind of making the rounds right now. And you've got Certainty coming out on Friday. So I guess the question is, how important is it, and I guess the answer is very, but how important is it to kind of literally come right out of the gate just with content, with music, with, engagement of people?
I think that was our goal, was that we just wanted to put music out there.
Okay.
So, yes, the answer is very.
Okay. Well,
But the first EP that we did was literally in a closet and a bathroom and a
Yeah, we
someone's
were-
house.
yeah.
It was recorded. So this is our first. It kind of feels like the real deal.
yeah.
So we're really excited for everyone to hear it.
And you've got a release show,
Yeah.
and that it's on
Friday.
Friday. Yeah. Where is it? We'll announce it later when we do our kind of rundown, but make sure we dedicate some specific time to it. So give us some details.
It's
Lauren?
it's this Friday at FM Bar in Jersey City in
Okay.
downtown, so really easy to get to.
Oh yeah, I love Jersey City.
Free show, so no excuses.
Yeah.
Come
Lots
out.
of merch though.
A lot of merch
Yeah?
that you should buy.
Like what? What do we got? I mean,
we got
obviously
tote bags,
we got
CDs,
CDs. Yeah.
CDs,
Yeah.
tote bags, and stickers and posters.
The
so
tote bags are like the exciting piece that we're selling.
sure.
Tote bags. So is it like
wants
kind
a
of just
tote bag?
the open top, or is it like the one you sling over your shoulder? What
Over your
do we got? Like,
Open top,
It's
over your
like-
shoulder, both.
all right, even better, even better.
But yeah, Friday night, it's gonna be really good because we recorded with a bunch of different instruments, and we're actually bringing a lot of those players back on.
Oh, really?
So it's gonna be like an extra full band. It's gonna be really good.
Excellent. So now, we're you kind of mentioned to sort of piggyback, you were starting to say like that first EP, kind of recording in a closet, like, listening through it. It's, it's a little more acoustic and
Yeah.
I think appropriately named, From the Start. What changed in just, 10 months?
We originally had actually a different drummer when we first got together.
Okay.
And then we were blessed with the genius of Ricky Joyce.
All right.
So I think everything just kind of clicked, I feel like. We all knew each other back from high school, but our paths for some of us didn't stay the same.
Okay.
And then we kind of came back together for this band, and we just kind of realized that we all wanted the same thing, and we were making good music, so.
So how did so you said you knew everybody, like everybody kind of knew each other in high school. Were you all friends? Was it just sort of passing, like people just, oh yeah, I know that guy, like I know that person, like was there ever a thought that you'd all be working together at some point? Like if you could kind of put yourselves back into your 17-year-old minds, like what's
I'd rather not, but
well, just for the purposes of this exercise
Yeah.
only.
Yeah,
well, Laura and I have been friends for a very long time.
Okay.
20 years.
We didn't really like each other at first, but
Wow. I mean, but if it's
No,
been 20
yeah.
years, like then
Yeah,
you must have really made it right pretty young. So
Music kept us together.
Yeah.
Honestly,
very
like
true.
we literally hated each other,
well, how
But
long
now we
have
love each other.
but now we love each
Now we
other.
love each other.
Well,
And Ricky and Laura were in a band together in high school, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. What kind was it similar to what you're doing now? What's like
I don't know how to describe that band.
Yeah, it was like a 7-piece hodgepodge of something. We opened up for some surf guitarist at Starland one time, and that was like
That was the big
we
thing. and
still
then
didn't fit that bill.
Yeah,
Like
it was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was only doing backup vocals.
yeah,
Another girl. My brother was in the band too. We had a piano player, bassist, and guitar and drums. And
It was a good band.
yeah.
It was a good band. But
Yeah?
it's
I mean,
What was it-
for
what was it
like
called?
high
What was it
school,
called?
The Natural Theory.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
that
why.
sounds like a seven-piece
school.
band.
Yeah,
That
like,
definitely said, yeah.
music
You don't
theory
have
nerds,
like you don't
like-
have like a guitar drum duo called the Natural Theory.
No.
You need at least 6 people
Yeah.
in a band if they're gonna call it that.
But
yeah, but back to your question, we all kind of had some type of connection in high school, whether or not we were friends for a short time or stayed friends for 20 years, and then we came back together again.
Yeah.
Now, you said this sort of coalesced pretty easily. What kind of effort was put into the band early on to kind of make sure that happened? Maybe there wasn't like a direct thought process behind it, but was there a lot of communication? Did you guys kind of say, well, these are our goals, or did it just sort of happen?
I mean, I think it really just kind of happened. Like, Nick hit us up on Facebook and was like, hey, me and this drummer want to do something, and we know that you sing. And Nick actually asked Gabby first. Gabby said no unless I do it. So,
Okay.
so I was like,
Well, no, but that's a good way to do it. It's like,
It's not a very good idea if you let me play piano.
so then he hit me up, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
no, you didn't. It's fine.
I don't know, YouTube.
No, we're all right. We're all
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, but it was all like really organic. We were like, yeah, let's just jam and see what happens. Like, if we feel good as playing with each other, like as musicians,
Yeah.
then we'll just keep it going and see what happens. But then, like, it very quickly we just started gelling as musicians, and we were like, okay, well, I have a couple of songs that I'd written in college, and then I hadn't written anything in like 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And then all of a sudden I'm writing song after song, like, because I have other musicians to pull me out of like that different element, that mindset of like, music writer's block.
Well, that kind of seems like the sort of theme of the night too. Just even with Katie and with Quinton too, just saying that sometimes the opportunity sort of, the opportunity will sort of spur creativity.
Right.
And if it's not there, or if you kind of wait for it, then it's just not good. Like you just sort of see it in front of you and say, you know what? Yeah, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah. Us too.
Yeah.
Literally been
well, yeah,
1
of
year.
course.
So
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
that's
And
it.
you've done quite a lot in just this first year. Now, who thought of the name? Like Apollo Sonders, to me, it sounds like a suitably powerful name. And it kind of matches how you guys sound, how you guys look, like the sort of image that you put forward. Where did that come from, and what does it mean? Does it mean anything?
So, Apollo is apparently the god of music.
Okay.
Some version of mythology. But from their Natural Theory experience,
Yeah.
while they were recording, there was a dog that was named Apollo, correct?
Yeah.
And that somehow became part of the name. The more important part of the name, I guess, is the word Sonders. So we happened to look up in the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and it was, I think, the word of the day or something, right?
I actually heard it at work. It was like some random presentation at work. One of my bosses actually said, like, he like just presented it as part of his presentation, but the meaning behind it was like really powerful, and it means it's like the realization that everyone that you meet, that you encounter, has their own narrative. Yes. And everyone has their own struggles and their own concerns and what they're going through, and you are just like, you're a part of all of these narratives, but as like an extra or a passerby.
Yeah. Which kind of made sense because we weren't all together for a very long time, and we each had our own narratives, and our narratives then came together.
Yeah, that's interesting too that you say that. That reminds me of that. I don't know who, if anybody's a big fan, but I just know that the author David Foster Wallace, like that graduation speech that he made. That's like everybody kind of thinks they're the star of their own,
Right.
kind of movie. And he wasn't necessarily saying that in a positive way. It's like, no, realize that you think that, I think that, four
Right.
of you think that, but you all think that about yourselves. And it's almost like, yeah, let us all realize that we're doing this, so that maybe we can at least, have a little bit of awareness
Yes.
that we're doing that. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of neat. Yeah, and that you sort of took that awareness and, like you said, you sort of took your own sort of individual stories and
Put them together.
put it all together. That's a really great way to figure out what to call a band.
Yeah. We just like the way it sounds also.
It sounds great. No, it sounds no, but it sounds great because it has, and I think, yeah, like you said, the name Apollo, like that's a godly name. So it just right off the bat, I feel like it should be, chiseled in rock, or something, where the U's look like V's. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about.
We all can picture it, yes.
So where do you all come from musically speaking? I know we were saying you two were in a band in high school, but who was playing when they were a kid? Who was kind of the late bloomer? Like what all, where do you all come from?
Ricky?
Oh, I've been playing since I was like 2.
Wow,
per se.
2?
Yeah.
There's
Drums?
actually a photo of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll see it on a Throwback Thursday soon.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I played in a bunch of bands,
Since
so-
age 2.
Well,
Yes.
16?
Yeah. Was that your first band too?
No.
Oh.
Aw. Could have been cute.
Nick?
I've
Sorry.
been playing since high school. I started my freshman year of high school on guitar, and I've kind of jumped around from instrument to instrument ever since then. So I've done punk rock and bluegrass and all kinds of other stuff as well. But I've settled back into bass. I've loved it for the last couple of years. I played it in high school.
Okay.
I got it.
I've also sang for a long time, probably since I was 2. I think The Little Mermaid was the first song I ever sang
That's-
and recorded.
Which one?
The one where she's just like singing in the background. It's not really like an actual song.
when Ursula steals
Yes.
her voice,
Yes,
or well,
that's
she didn't
it.
really steal. She signs it away.
Yes.
She
sort
didn't
of
read
like-
the contract. Always
Yeah.
read the contract.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so
Poor
I was
unfortunate
sang in high
soul.
school.
Yeah. Such a
Don't
good
even.
song.
I know my Little Mermaid.
I'm proud of it. That's really great.
I just came back from Disney, so this is really
Oh,
nice.
all right. So this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I studied music in college too, and now I teach music. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah. I have been singing since I can remember. And then I was trained classically for piano for 10 years. And then I was doing like chorus and
Yeah.
all the musical stuff. Any kind of musical activity, extracurricular, I was in it. And then I was also like in some random bands with my brother, including the one that Ricky's in. So Rick, yeah, we started.
Cool. So, we've talked a lot about, or we've talked a little bit across the show about, different opportunities and things like that. With the new record that's coming out this week, how do you plan to make the most of the opportunity that new music can afford a band?
Mayor?
Play it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's this band is a selfish endeavor in a lot of ways. We really
It should be,
for
though.
us,
It really, really should
yeah,
be.
we like spending time together and we like playing music together, and we want to share that with people. So for us, the opportunity to share that is the opportunity I think we're all in pursuit of. So the more shows we can play and the more new years we can reach, or even the same years that have heard us before, but hear something new or just hear something that they like again.
Yeah.
Or do it different.
Or do it different. Those are the sorts of things that we really seek out.
Okay. Is there going to be a tour of some kind?
We're thinking
Like kind of
about it this
beyond
spring.
just tri-state? Yeah,
We're
springtime?
thinking
We
about
would
it for
love
spring.
that.
Yeah, I mean, day jobs limit that.
Of course, yeah.
that's true.
But we're hoping for spring. We'll definitely have something planned
Spring
by
break.
summer. Yeah, spring break tour.
So now with essentially 3 records happening just in this first calendar year, what's the future look like for this band? Do you plan to keep that sort of regimented pace? Or do you think there'll be a point where you settle into maybe a little bit longer break, but in service of a full-length album? Like, I hate to say, oh, well, what's next? Because you got this brand new EP coming, but the curiosity is that going to be the pace of work for the foreseeable future, where we can kind of count on like a record or two each year for a little while?
I think that we've discussed it. It's nothing set in stone, but I think we discussed the idea of continuing to put out EP length records.
Okay.
I think that we've kind of stepped up the standard that we're trying to reach. I think at this point, in the beginning, it was we have all this music and we just want to get it out there.
Well, how do you stay patient then?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so hard.
But I think that we not only do we want the audience to have a high standard for us, but we have a high standard for ourselves. So I feel even though we can be impatient at times, we really want to make sure that the next thing we put out is just as good as this, if not better, every single time. So,
yeah.
What's going to make this a viable long-term project for the four of you? Like, what's going to need to happen to keep the four of you on board?
I think the only thing would be like more shows that would give us the financial stability to be able to just keep recording. None of us profit off of this, obvioush. I mean,
well, I mean, who does?
So
none of us do.
Enough, at least, to keep doing these 5-length EPs or whatever it may be. That's what we need.
And it's a self-sustaining hobby. We just need to, play some shows, get some money, pull it up, go in the studio. That's
and
like,
repeat.
yeah.
And I think there's an element of creativity to that too. Like we enjoy the collaborative process and writing songs together, and kind of each of us throwing our own little bit of personality into it. So doing it for the foreseeable future. I mean, that's a big piece of it. At least for me, is just being able to take something that you guys have done and be able to contribute to that even in a little way as the bass player.
Oh yeah, there was definitely before we went live, there was definitely some bass player clowning going on.
He's so important. He's so important.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Well, yeah, no, you can't. I agree with that, but you can't. But you can't let them know. You have to just keep him humble.
Yes.
That's how that works.
It's working. I'm very humble right
I have one more question for you, and then you're gonna take the stage and play some of this stuff. What do you wish as a band that you did better, or that you could do better?
The room goes silent.
It's like, do you want to admit that out loud?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being aspirational.
Logistically, on the new record, we have horns and we have strings, and I would aspire to have that at our disposal all the time.
Yeah. Definitely.
So maybe expand to I don't know, a 7-piece.
Full circle.
I think when we're in the rehearsal room, I think there should be 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot.
So
Yeah.
it's a full endeavor.
Is that what's happening at this release show?
There will be 7 of us. At the
Full
release
circle
show.
there.
Yes.
As
We're
you
getting
said.
close. We're getting close.
Okay. But that's okay. So that's good though. Do you think that could ever become? Well, I guess maybe if this continues along at this pace and you find that level of success. I guess maybe you could kind of expand that lineup. To maybe better reflect the production of these records.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Well, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Well, great. Apollo Sonders, thank you so much for chatting. I cannot wait to hear you guys. So we get you all set up. Katie's going to read some quick ad copy, but we're going to hear some of this music in just a moment. So let's get you up there.
Good? All right.
This week's episode of One More is brought to you by the Asbury Park Music Foundation. APMF raises money to support youth music programs throughout Asbury Park that provide lasting skills, self-confidence, and life-changing experiences for underserved kids in our community. This includes funding for the Hip Hop Institute at the Boys and Girls Club of Monmouth, in-school music programs at Hope Academy, and scholarships for kids to attend the Lake House Music Academy. APMF also sponsors events such as Suburbia Friday Night, which brings a mix of hip-hop and rock on the first Friday of every month, Sunday Sessions, which features prominent acoustic performers, Girlzilla, which is December 1st, which showcases some of New Jersey's most talented female performers, and a very Asbury holiday show, which is December 9th. If you're interested in keeping Asbury Park's legacy of music alive by making a meaningful difference for the underserved youth in our community, head to asburyparkmusiclives.org to make a donation. And while you're there, pick up a Music Saved Asbury Park t-shirt. All proceeds make it possible to support Music Saved My Life youth programs.
You want to introduce him?
And now the amazing Apollo Sonders.
Sure, why not?
One day I'll be yours. One day you'll be mine. When you walk through that door, will you please, please call me yours? Will you see me for me? Will you see right through me? Will you sing for me? Will you stay with me? Please stay right beside me. Don't make me ask you to stay. I'll beg you to stay. I won't let you walk away. Don't let this fade. How many chances do I give? How many times do I stick by? When you say that I'm the one, will you prove it to me? Will you see me for me? Will you see right through me? Will you sing for me? Will you stay with me? Please stay right beside me. Don't make me ask you to stay. I'll beg you to stay. I won't let you walk away. Don't let this fade. Each time that we walk away. Don't let this fade. Don't make me ask you to stay. I'll beg you to stay. I won't let you walk away. Don't let this fade. And when I see you, I don't feel a thing at all. Nothing stirs down in my heart. You don't linger on my mind. And when I hear your voice, I turn the other way. What could you possibly have to say? I don't like the games you play. I don't need you by my side. I don't want you in my life. What's the point of you and I? I don't love you like before. I don't want you anymore. Never know what it's all for. I can't look back at us, not smiling memories. There's nothing you could give to me. There's nothing back there I could see. You're void of everything. Failure's all we know. We can see it's time to go. It's my turn to be alone. I don't need you by my side. I don't want you in my life. What's the point of you and I? I don't love you like before. I don't want you anymore. Never know what it's all for. I don't need you by my side. I don't want you in my life. What's the point of you and I? I don't love you like before. I don't want you anymore. Never know what it's all for. I don't need you by my side. I don't want you in my life. What's the point of you and I? I don't love you like before. I don't want you Thanks.
All right, that was. Should I move? Should I move over? Should I move over again? Yep. All right, cool. So that was Apollo Sonders. They were incredible. We have events for the week of November 12th. Tomorrow, Tuesday, November 13th, we have Sir Sherry hosts open mic night at the Old Town Pub. Vlasic Classic at the Chubby Pickle. Free Indie Music Tuesdays hosted by Mint 400 Records, featuring the Royal Arctic Institute, Comma Space, and the Special Pillow. Is it a problem that I still have one of those? At the Pet Shop in Jersey City. Wednesday, November 14th, we have Happy Birthday, Jim Lenskold of Asbury Park Music Foundation. Happy birthday, Jim. This Wednesday, November 14th. Let's bring up Jim. Happy birthday, Jim. Thank you. All right. We have What's Next? A Rockin' Happy Hour with Rick Winnow, hosted by Danny Coleman at Tiernanog, Alex Gagliastro, Sahara Moon, Catherine Quintana at the Asbury Hotel. That's Wednesday. This Thursday, we have Brett Newski's band makes its debut and will be supported by American Dinosaur and Pete Hill at the Barbary. Jeff Linden, Kate Dressed Up, that's me, and Christy Lemos at Barca City in New Brunswick. Ruby Bones, A-Bird, dual album release party at the Pet Shop Jersey City. That's on Thursday. This Friday, we have the Apollo Sonders album release party at FM Restaurant Bar and Lounge. Make sure you check that out. The Mercury Brothers, Brother Andrew, Native Son, and Dentist at the State. Free Indie Rock Night at Stosh's in Fairlawn featuring the Milwaukees, the Vice Rags, Tide, Benz, Cowboy Bohemian, and those crazy sons of bitches Yawn Mower. Brittany on Fire presents RJ Noble's Death by Fiction, Diego Alessandro, and Blue Vervain at the Asbury. Bond Street Rock and Roll Party at the Bond Street Complex. Second annual Making Waves Hunger Benefit for Food for Thought takes place at both Asbury Park Yacht Club and Langosta Lounge and features Black Suburbia, Cook Douglas, and Evangelia at the Yacht Club, and Bulletproof Belve, Maddie Carlock, and Sonic Bloom at Langosta. This Saturday, we have Ruby Bones Quality Living and Rosie Bengal at the Williams Center for the Performing Arts. The second annual Making Waves Hunger Benefit continues with Chris Rockwell featuring Chris Smith, Experiment 34, and Nalani and Serena at Asbury Park Yacht Club, and Des and the Swagmatics, Pam Flores, and Tara Dente at Langosta Lounge. You Don't Know Jersey presents Stuff This in Your Face, original Thanksgiving songs written and performed by NJ artists at Stosh's, Feller and American Beauty at Flemington DIY, the Ben Vaughn Quintet at the Lock Music. Lowlight and Far Too Many Bryans will be playing at John and Peters in New Hope, featuring Lowlight closing out its 6-month residency, supported by Brian Molnar, Brian Rothenbeck and the Adventuring Party, Brian Erickson and the Extensions, and the Brian Hansen Band. Too many Bryans. Sex Office Pickle Party, featuring Matthew Brown and the Captives, and Jake McKelvey and the Countertops at the Chubby Pickle. They'll be collecting lightly worn coats, hats, and gloves for a winter clothing drive, so if you got one, bring one. And Sunday, November 18th, we have Brunch on the Boards featuring Cranston Dean and Dentist at Langosta Lounge. Sunday sessions with JT Bowen and Arlen Files at, that's amazing, at Asbury Park Music Foundation. And close out your weekend with Map of Rome, Power Lines, Easy Sleeper, and the comedy of Will Posnan at the Scarlet Pub. That's this week for you. And now we have Quinton Smith, who is absolutely amazing. Give it up for him.
I can't let you onto my skin. I can't let this torture to begin. We've been here before, but you already bled my heart dry. Yeah, I can't let you onto my skin. I can't let your seduction to win. We've been here before, but I've already dealt with your lies. My mama told me girls are nothing but trouble, but if she knew you, the warning would be double. Like a fish, you had me hooked on your line, but never did I realize you were playing with my mind. My heart was your toy, and then you broke it apart. My love was a joke to you from the very start. My eyes couldn't see past your deceptive smile, but now I seem to find you were the devil in disguise. Yeah, I can't let you back in my life. You left me with the pain too awful to describe. We tried this before, but you took everything that I had. Yes, you did. Yeah, I can't lay you back in my life. There's an icebox where your heart should reside. We tried this before, but you messed up everything that I am. My father told me girls are nothing but trouble, but if he knew, you'd be safe. Boy, run for cover. Like a snake, you had me eat forbidden fruit, but never did I recognize what you had planned to do. My heart was your toy, and then you broke it apart. My love was a joke to you from the very start. My eyes eyes couldn't see past your deceptive smile. But now I seem to find you were the devil in disguise. Yeah, right before my eyes. No, no, no. No, 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 yeah. Now I know this girl is nothing but trouble. And when she moves on, I'll be sure to one another. Not to be fooled by her devilish charm. Need to stay away from her so she won't cause no harm. My heart was your toy, and then you broke it apart. My love was a joke to you from the very start. My eyes couldn't see past your deceptive smile. But now I seem to find you were the devil in disguise. Stop. Can we take it back to the days when we used to say, I love you, I need you, I care for you. I promise I'll always be there for you. Where'd it go? Now it seems that all we do is just complain about the littlest stuff. When times get rough, see I'm losing my patience to deal with you. Don't know how much longer I can be with you. Oh, we started pushing buttons that we should not push. Started playing games we know we're going to lose. After all of this, what are we going to do? Can we take it back to where we started? Yeah, I know I'm a bit crazy, little bit messed up in the head, but I think about you daily. I'm sorry for the words that I say that almost made you hate me. I promise never to drive you away, 'cause you are mine. 'Cause you are mine. Remember how we used to discuss how the on and off stuff wouldn't beat us. Now we view each other with complete disgust. Only act civil when we're ruled by our lust. Yeah, they tell me misery loves company. Well, tell misery stay away from me. Said after all of this, what are we going to be? Can we take it back to where we started? Yeah, I know I'm a bit crazy, a little bit messed up in the head, but I think about you daily. I'm sorry for the words that I said that almost made you hate me. I promise never to drive you away, 'cause you are mine. 'Cause you are mine. I sing, oh, 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 say, oh, 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 whoa, 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 oh, oh, whoa, yeah. I'm reminiscing of the days that we both chilled. Said I'm wishing to rid this pain we both feel. I'm reminiscing of the days that we both chilled. And can we take it back to where we started? Yeah, I'm reminiscing of the days that we both chilled. Said I'm wishing to rid this pain we both feel. Reminiscing of the days that we both chilled. Can we take it back to where we started? Yeah, I know I'm a bit crazy, a little bit messed up in the head, but I think about you daily. I'm sorry for the words that I said that almost made you hate me. I promise never to drive you away, 'cause you are mine. 'cause you are mine. Yeah, I know I'm a bit crazy, a little bit messed up in the head, but I think about you daily. I'm sorry for the words that I said that almost made you hate me. I promise never to drive you away, 'cause you are mine. 'Cause you are mine. I'm reminiscing of the days that we both chilled. I said I'm wishing to rid this pain we both feel. I'm reminiscing of the days that we both chilled. Can we take it back to where we started? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Quinton Smith, everybody, Apollo Sonders, Katie Miller, aka Kate Dressed Up, and wait, joining us by surprise, Matt Fernicola. And before we, there he is. Before we get out of here, you want to come out, Jim? Jim Lenscold of the Asbury Park Music Foundation. It's his birthday. You want to sing? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. This has been One More. We'll see you guys next week.